All right, so let's take some more basic forms and turn them into everyday objects. I have sitting in front of you just an example of some pictures, and you can see where the elliptical shape sits on the top of each of them, and then the sides come down a little bit differently on each. This is taken from a book. This is the book. I just copied that picture. The book is Drawing School, Fundamentals for the Beginner, a comprehensive drawing course. And if you'd like, go ahead and you can pause the video and you can try to draw those. I'm going to draw something else with you guys today. It's going to be similar though. So what I want to show you is a couple things from the book, and it's about point of view. So point of view is where the viewer sits in relationship to the artwork. And in this case, you see how the top of this bowl, you can't look down into the bowl. You're looking kind of up. You're really just kind of looking from the side, but you're looking a little bit up on these three, and you're looking a little bit down on that, and a little bit down on that. But notice how this ellipse gets bigger from here where you don't see it at all to there where you see it a little bit but it's thin, to there where it's just a little bit wider. Now this is eye level right here. So you're really kind of looking at these from the side and slightly up. Now if you were to move your eyes, if you were to change your point of view on this photograph, say your eye level was up here, now you're looking down at all of them. And here again you can see the ellipse gets a little bit wider the further down you get. But even here it's gotten much wider than it was when you couldn't see it at all. So the more down you're looking onto it, the closer the objects get to you, the wider the ellipse gets. So between this photograph and this one, there's a slight difference where the ellipse got a little bit lighter. So what I want to do is I want to draw with you guys some ellipses to kind of clarify this reality and help you kind of understand how to do it in your drawings. So we're going to draw something like this. It's going to end up looking something like that. But before we do so, let's just kind of take a look at some different ellipse shapes. So going from a circle and flattening the circle, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So this would be looking right down on an object, and the more that you go this way, the further to the side you're getting as you look at it. Okay, same thing with this going that way. Okay, so here's kind of a circle. If you were to rotate it, you get the ellipse. So that's what we're doing. So let's start drawing together. And flipping a little bit too far. So let me get where we're right there. We're going to start drawing together this. And I may leave the reference photo there for you, but I probably won't for very long because it's going to be in my way. I won't need to be able to see what I'm drawing. But some of you might prefer to draw from the photograph instead of drawing from my drawing. So why don't I just zoom in on this and let you pause it if you want to do that. Pause the video. Zoom it in right there. If you want to pause the video, pause it. And then I'll also let you see the zoomed in version of the model. And let me just move the camera. There it is. Go ahead and pause that if you would rather draw from that. And then I'm just gonna, those are the references I'm gonna be looking at as I draw. All right. Let me zoom back out. Okay, so start with, I think I'm just gonna start by trying to draw the ellipses. as accurately as I can. Now the other thing about these ellipses, the distance between there and there is going to get wider and wider. And go ahead and draw it the way. Put those there. But they're also going to get wider that way because it gets closer and closer to us. So let's go to the second ellipse. That will be wider. It's still not a circle, but it's wider than the first one by quite a bit. Okay, then the next one's going to be even wider. Still not a circle, but a lot closer to a circle than the other two. Something like that. And then this last one's going to be just about a full circle. Just about. It's still slightly on an angle. But it's way closer to being a full circle. Kind of like when you see a full moon that's, or it's not quite a full moon, but you're like, close enough. Kind of, it looks pretty full and round. Okay, so these represent the same shape just as it turns. So let me come and draw from about there, and from about there. I'm just going to go off the page a little bit. Too far. Okay. And then the next one sit somewhere about there. And then the next one is going to be, goes a little different. Last one. Something like that. All right, so then we need to kind of draw some of the inner part of sides. So I'm drawing the shape of the backside of the contour, and then there's some little bit of shading for the lip of the jar. So just kind of subtly put in a little bit of that. And I want to see, how did I do over here? Oh, smudged it. Now, you can put a piece of paper down. Keep yourself from smudging. Sometimes the paper will smudge too. But you can stick your hand on the paper and then you're less likely to smudge. You still have to be careful because the paper, if you move your hand, can smudge too. Mostly it's better to just not rest your hand, but sometimes it's a lot easier to draw if you do. All right. On to the next one. I'm not going to use the paper right now. Let's see if my angle can get a little bit better on this one. This one's a little rounder. It's a little more open than I drew it originally, so see if I can fix that. So you can continue drawing those as contour lines, lines that show the form of the, or you can just kind of fill it in the way I did, but you want to show some contour, and you want to show some shading. And some of you are thinking, I don't know about this one. Okay. Just very slight shading around the lip. Bring these around a little further. Okay, and let me put the shadow in back here a little bit. And a little more shadow right here. And shadow there. And these are all sitting on a table. The back edge of it's right about there. All right, last one, and this one is nice and round, just like that one. I think I can make this a little bit rounder, a little bit wider. This one you're going to be looking down on the contours more than seeing them from the side. Okay, well, it's up to you how much time you want to put into it, how much detail you want to add. realistic you want to make it. But the real purpose of this lesson is to help us see how these ellipses work, and how when an object, when we're looking at it from different points of view, we actually see the circle. This is the closest one to a circle. And this is where it looks the most like a circle. But it's still not a complete circle because we're not looking directly at it from the front. So we're still seeing an ellipse. We're still seeing a slightly side view of this thing. So just put in a couple more grooves on the lid, on the lip. And then I think I'll be done with this one, at least for now. If I get inspired, I might come back and add some more details, but I don't think I will. I think I just want this one to be just a real sketchy kind of example of how those ellipses. Sometimes I can't help myself. Put a little more shadow in there. But yeah, you can take this lesson and apply it to lots of other things and draw things kind of, you can draw the same object from many different points of view. I'll show you what I mean. I had to finish my coffee so that I could do this. So if you're looking right down at the coffee, you see it's basically a circle. But as you turn, it becomes more and more of an ellipse until the ellipse gets so small, and then eventually it disappears. I don't want to spill that little drip of coffee on my drawing pad, so I'm not going to show you the other view. But take some time and finish your drawing. You can go further than I did, but try to go at least as far. And there again is the original reference. And again, if you want to use those instead of my drawing, feel free. And let me zoom out.